Welcome to another episode of Solitaire Commentary Quest. I'm the Blood Knight of the Old Republic of Bloodganistan, and this is another Star Trek Picard featurette that I'm going to be doing commentary on. So yeah, we have the we have the thing. It's called Set Me Up, and I guess they're talking about sets. And yeah, hopefully it's more something I can bite into, make some more content. But yeah, okay. So yeah, again, the pitch has been lowered. Later on, I'm going to be reducing the play speed. And yeah. So here it is. Here's more of what these assholes have to say. Let's play the video.
Starfleet Command, this is Jean-Luc Picard transmitting on a secure hyperfrequency.
Same way Shakespeare can be.
Okay, hyperfrequency should be subspace. And we got this guy called Todd Chernowowski. Cherniawowski. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce that, but okay, let's get into the production. And he's the production designer. Let's get into it.
In the world of Star Trek, there's room to have different feels or different tones. I think that's what's nice intrinsically about Picard, is that it is so different than Discovery.
Different from Discovery? Okay, let's point out the similarities. You have a major Alpha Quadrant race portrayed as marginalized. You have AI rebellion in both Picard and Season 2 of Discovery. You have terroristic plots as major plot points in the story. You've got the same character ad lib used to make Mikey Spock. You have that same character ad lib that was used to make Dodge and Soji. Covered that in the first commentary quest. And you also have the same shuttle asset being reused. You also have the same shuttle asset being reused. So yeah. Not many differences. Not many differences. Set me up!
Raffi, I need a ship with the pilots.
The design and build of La Sirena, first off, was quite fast-tracked because we were waiting for the hard definitions of what the ship needed.
Oh, they got a nice model. They got themselves a nice model. So they fast-tracked this. Okay. Great. So translation, they did not have the budget. They were lacking the budget monies.
reason as far as the space requirements. Who would have staterooms? Would we need an engine room? Was there a med lab? Was there a science lab? Where did they eat? We knew we would need all of or a combination of some of those spaces. So very early on, we pushed the idea that we build La Serena almost like a warehouse inside a soundstage. So this two-story, undefined spaceship was nothing but open hull.
Right then.
So, yeah, why is there so much open space in this spaceship? Is it a cargo hauler? Not really a good design. That's just my take. How is it not a good design? Well, let's see here. Spaceships should have more inside them than just open space. There should be rooms. There should be compartments. This doesn't look This doesn't look aesthetically pleasing at all. Just doesn't.
We're here in the belly, the central kind of vault of La Serena. Essentially, it evolved like you would with any kind of a cargo ship, is that we started to retrofit certain bits of Federation technology. So the hollow stateroom that Picard stays in.
Not my idea.
But you like it enough to keep it.
Rios' stateroom, all the other staterooms, and his ready room are all kind of Federation technology, basically Federation containers, staterooms that he's essentially kludged back into an otherwise open warehouse ship.
Warp core.
The idea was to try to bring in some type of lighting effect that would reflect the state of the ship's speed and power.
Engage.
So, working with
AKA
the
lens flares. It's lens flare galore. So yeah, I'm seeing it right. I'm seeing the video right now, and they just have like a massive. The warp core is just glowing as fuck in the background, like a massive ass lens flare. It's like they're in a space. It's like there's a fucking portal to heaven opened up inside the end of this spaceship. It's like there's a fucking portal to heaven. Why is there a fucking portal to heaven? God.
Up with a lighting instrument that was very helpful for his lighting crew, that provided everything that he needed to, color, temperature, etc. And then we integrated it into the set, and eventually this becomes a bit of a focus for a handful of scenes.
Rios!
What? We have close to 500 lighting fixtures spread out over the entire ship, and everything's on the dimmer board.
But yeah, why does the warp core have to light up? I don't get that. You got 500 lighting piece assets on this ship. Why do you need one massive ass one in the back that makes it look like they got a fucking portal to heaven inside their damn spaceship? Okay.
A lot of quick flexibility. It's not to say that specials don't need to be brought out occasionally, but for the most part, everything can be done with all available built-in lighting. La Serena's flight deck consists of 3 main seats with very traditional kind of Federation-issued vehicles.
Please, sit.
There's a captain, navcom, weapons/pilot.
So this is a Federation designed vessel. what purpose is this? What doesn't look anything like a Federation type vessel? Almost.
Which were fitted through the season, 2 additional standing terminals that would also act as kind of ancillary weapons or engineering systems. By the end of the season, we had 2 more chairs to accommodate the full ensemble. So
yay,
on the
more
underside
chairs!
of us, on the lower level, in the lab, med bay, the set is pretty much like Swiss cheese, but because of the structural need of having one of steel carrying the larger deck up above, everything wilds out in a kind of difficult way, so having all the built-in lighting allows us to waltz very often and keep moving very, very fast. The common room evolved as we realized that we needed a gathering point for our cast. The storyline was evolving, so we realized that this was going to be a bus along the way. This made complete sense to turn into a canteen area. We've got 2 working replicators and then as well a dedicated beverage synthesizer.
Yes, a canteen area. A cantina.
Last Serena crashes on Capellius. We need to get our cast in and out, so our characters end up going back out through the lower part of one of our vista windows into this Badlands-like area. This is probably one of my generally, obviously, is the spaceship, but this little 20-foot by 20-foot area of this phony might be my favorite. It really feels like you're shooting a Star Trek episode. You're on an alien planet, and you don't have enough stage space, and you're kind of tight into it, and you try to do something kind of funky and alien-like. It still looks like Earth. It's one of those fun moments where when we walked in the first morning, it was lit, and we were kind of done with it. I think everyone felt that, yeah, we were in a good old Star Trek episode.
I think that's the artifact.
I've never said that before about the Borg cube. One of the main approaches for the design of the Borg cube.
Okay, this is gonna be fun.
It became very, very clear that as we were looking at inspiration of how the Borg would rapidly fabricate stuff in a way that reflected the smart materials that were being suggested because
Okay, yeah. So there is a set aesthetic for the Borg. The interiors are supposed to look a certain way. There's supposed to be alcoves on almost every wall. And there's supposed to be Borg drones in those alcoves. You have shitloads of references to what the interior of a Borg cube looks like, and you decide to go for the 20% different approach. Okay.
And even construction materials and construction processes, our design process can be streamlined to use those rapid fabricatings, which were just simply not.
Yeah, the interiors they're showing doesn't look like anything Borg at all. Or it looks like it's 20% different. Which, yeah.
20, 30 years ago, none of the television series have had the opportunity to embrace those tools. Stage 8 here is where...
I mean, yeah, they had the limited budget. They had to do what they did with the minimum budget. But you guys, you have like the maximum amount of money. You have a maximum amount of money, and you spend it on like these large ass set pieces when you can do it cheaper, and it would be more aesthetically pleasing and more in line with what was already established. So yeah, and with what you'd save in production costs, you could then put up your nose in the form of cocaine. By the way. So yeah.
Primary Borg cube sets. So right now, it's in its final configuration for the end of the series.
It's up.
So it's a little bit in disarray right now.
So you're here to help with the cleanup, or do you just make messes?
But I want to take you on a quick kind of walk around tour. As you'll recognize, we're underneath our main platform here, and this is the entry into the gray zone. Down here, the regeneration chambers. Back here have been masked for the most part. For the end episode, we don't see them too much except for one little.
Okay, so not seeing regeneration chambers in a Borg cube. Okay. You just walk by it once and you don't see a lot. Dear God. And yeah, the regeneration chamber doesn't look like what the regeneration chamber looked like before. Because you'd have the thing behind the head, and it was like green and whatnot. There was a light or something like that. Don't even have that. It's just Jesus. Yeah, literally 20% different. I bet you could replicating the old sets. You could probably do a shitload. You could do it. You could do it cheaper. You could literally do this is cinema quality shit for a TV show. Now, and yeah, you could do this for cheap. You could do it cheaper than this. And you could save more money, which you could then put into more episodes. Or a second season that will never come because this show is shit. So yeah. There's really, to get the full effect of this special feature, you gotta be watching it. I hope you pirate this special feature. You watch it on your own. You know what I'm fucking talking about. Or you've watched the show, and yeah, you know what I'm fucking talking about. I'm doing this format for my commentary. It's the safest thing I can do. No, there's no footage being used. You just have the audio, which has been pitched down significantly, and you have. I'm gonna be slowing this shit down, so yeah. Anyway, moving on.
Is in. Again, you can see the modularity of all these cubes. We can constantly rearrange them to a variety of configurations in the season. I guess the plus and the minus.
Yeah, so all of these random cubes inside the Borg cube, like, why? The interior of the Borg is just a wasted wall surface area for a race that prides itself on efficiency and perfection. Okay.
Is that when we came up with the idea of making this modular cube system, yeah, we thought, great, this is genius. Like, we can just make them in sections, they can go anywhere. It's the beauty of it is you can make any kind of shape with any kind of cube. The Romulans had moved in and excavated, so in the same way at a dig site, you would have scaffolding, platforming, that kind of thing. All of this grating and floor system and the railing has all been added by the Romulan Empire. So
Why?
that is the board thing. It just so happens we made it the same, wanted to kind of keep in the same palette. And if we look out to our right here, this will take us to the essentially
It's
the
just
entrance.
just a shitload of empty space. Empty space. For a race that prides itself in efficiency and fucking perfection. You're not even getting this shit right. You're not even trying to purposefully get this shit right. The sets that were used before. You have all the research material you need. You have everything. It's probably all stored in warehouses. If you wanted to make your new shit, you know what it looks like. You know the aesthetic. Why are you doing something different? It's because you have the budget and money to do so. You know you can do. You can come under budget and have this look aesthetically pleasing, like it did before. Instead, you're doing something new, and yeah, I personally did not like the new aesthetic you're using it because it's not canonical to what the Borg are. My God.
Crashes. This is the way the crew gets in and out, and then of course out through that crack is the beachhead.
You go ahead. I'll join you.
As you go through the season, then people are like, oh, I'm so sick of these cubes, I don't want to shoot these cubes. And then your challenge is the opposite. So in the beginning it works for you, and then at the end it works against you. Because everyone's complaining they've seen it all before.
This is not a Borg cube anymore.
By the fourth block,
Oh, we have it there. We have it there.
Head, where we're really into
this isn't a Borg cube.
The final version, like the third or fourth version of everything in a major way where there's nothing else to do.
3 cameras!
Alex Kurtzman, Akiva Goldsman, this guy, they all have fucking glasses.
Our two DPs, Phil Lanyon and Darren Tiernan, did a fantastic job by using color in the lighting scheme because almost all our LED lighting was RGB and or daylight tungsten balance. There was a lot of control that they could kind of flex and inject color to help distinguish certain spaces being certain things. So with the physical changeover, the color changeover, it was helpful. So pre-Dataverse, when the Chateau was in its original form, it kind of was depicted in two forms. Firstly, in Le Bar, France, at Chateau Picard, and then secondly...
I gotta go get something to drink. I'm thirsty. Oh man, I'll be back. I'm back. Oh, man. Yeah, this is a really visual special feature. Really, really visual. Okay. Chateau Picard. It was being run by Picard's brother. That chateau burned down in a fire. Everyone died. You can literally do anything for the design. You can literally do anything for the design interior at this point. So yeah.
All the hospitality option that La Serena offered.
Oh,
Hollow Matrix paused.
is it inaccurate?
Everything seems absolutely correct in every particular.
A lot of the
Everything seems correct in all its particular detail. Not really correct for this entire show there, Patrick. Nothing is correct in this show.
stage set came from ideas from Patrick Stewart himself, because he really
Okay. Okay. Yes. Patrick Stewart is fucking dictating what everything should look like. You're giving him way too much power here. You're giving him way too much power here. Come on now. Come on. Just pay him off. Take all the money you would have saved doing everything as it originally looked like, and then use that money to pay Patrick Stewart off. Come on.
he came with Alex to look at what I thought I wanted to do, and they agreed that I was on the path of Picard is a historian. He is interested in antiquities. He is interested in Shakespeare. We had old books and old manuscripts and old art. And then also we started designing new kind of antiquities that are like alien planet antiquities.
So Picard essentially recreated his study down to the last detail. That was obviously a great amortization of the set, but a pretty interesting
where's
story
the flute?
point, especially when we end back here with
Where's
Picard
his
and
flute?
Data together.
I don't see no flute.
We were up against the wall, schedule-wise. We didn't have anywhere else to take that set. We couldn't build anything else. We couldn't find a location that was going to sit in for that particular scene.
Another damn dream. No, Captain. It is a massively complex quantum simulation.
And it was a very poignant moment in the series.
Are you wearing the clothes you had on when you died?
So we were all sitting around the table, and I think everyone was kind of tired of the show, but we couldn't come up with anything else in the time, which was, a week. So I figured let's just paint it white.
Well, we first wanted to go all white, but that may have become a little heaven-like as far as a choice. So we started looking at early computer renderings from the 60s and 70s, and we came across the fact that a lot of early stuff was done just in grayscale with this very high specular shading. And I think it's just because of the algorithm, Phong shading is very, very quick to depict and delineate. So
Why? Why do you need to go all the way back to reference? Why do you gotta go all the way back? This is the goddamn fucking future. This is the goddamn fucking future. Why would everything be in grayscale? There would be more detail. There would be more color. My God.
started looking at that, and then it became very clear and evident that as we were going with a darker gray, that if we did metallic, it was in the same world and sheen of Data's skin. For the initial La Barre, France chateau depiction, almost every object has a very, very kind of careful thought. There's very, very little tchotchke stuff that is just in there to fill space. They're all pretty legitimate. For the Dataverse version, Data may have gotten some of the details incorrect. He's never been to Le Bar, France. He's heard Picard talk about it many, many times. He would have access to the equivalent of Wikipedia at the time, but he's not a historian. He may get it wrong. So that allowed us a little bit of flexibility to not be painting $250,000 worth of antique French furniture, metallic silver. One of the things about television pace is that it happens so fast that sometimes you just simply don't get the ability to do everything you wanted to do. Sometimes you just simply have to make sure the paint is dry for the company. They have to have a set to shoot on.
Okay. Lot of money wasted. They didn't have to, for the Borg, they didn't have to design new shit. They didn't have to design any new blocks or something. All they had to do was just look up what was there and recreate it. So yeah, not much else to say. I guess, yeah, you got the money to blow. You can make crappy sci-fi too if you want. So yeah, I'm the Blood Knight of the Old Republic of Bloodganistan. Like, share, and subscribe. Stay frosty. Stay sexy, San Diego. Get your jewels in one where you can. I'm a spaceman. Peace out.